Hi, everyone. I am Janell and Amanda Schaefer, Senior Ruby Ambassadors, are here. Thanks for coming on. We wanted to do a compensation plan training today, as we all know that it's helpful and imperative, I think, for a lot of growth for us to understand why and how we're getting paid. And when you're getting paid 11 different ways by Plexus, understanding all of these different ways, or even just a handful, I think, is helpful and encouraging to keep growing your business when you understand, oh, if I do this, then I will make money this way. And if I do this, then I'll make money this way. So Amanda is really, I think, the guru for our team in regards to the comp plan. I often ask her, what does that mean again? So I'm excited that she's put together this slideshow, and take it away, Mance.
All right, thanks, Janelle. And it is recording, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, perfect. Okay, so the goals for tonight are really just to, as Janelle said, learn a little bit more about the compensation plan, and then also talk about, how do you get qualified to actually get paid? What is Plexus paying you for? And oh my goodness, let's figure out how do we earn more money on top of what we're already getting paid for.
Yeah.
And then we'll have some time at the end to just ask some questions and go through some things that you guys have run into about, okay, I need to understand more about the compensation plan, or specifically what pieces I'm getting paid for. So there's a couple of things that you need to know before we go into the actual compensation plan itself. And what you really need to know is, how do you get qualified to get paid? So the first thing that you need to have in place is that you need to have at least $100 of personal volume. Now, what that means is that you need to have that amount of money going through your website. So that may mean that either you're buying your product, you have a customer who's buying enough $100 in PV, or you have either an NFR or retail or a preferred customer purchasing that through your website. And so at the end of the month, to get your commission paid out, you just need to make sure you have that $100 PV. Now you can see here on the page that the PV right now, what it's showing right here is that it's at $0. Well, what that means is that you're not actually commission qualified yet. Now, you do have your backup order on, but you don't have any PV. The other thing that you need to have in place is that you have to have a backup order on record for at least $100 PV. Now, what you can see here is that if you look at your dashboard, and I'll show you this in the actual back office, but when you log into your back office and you look at this, you'll actually see here the backup order is either red or green, and it designates whether you're qualified or not. So in this case, down here on the lower left, what you're seeing is that, yes, they may have the PV in place, but you don't have a backup order for $100 or more. And that does mean, like, you can go in and you can set up a backup order and it can just be a bag of Slim. That's not enough to make the minimum. So you have to make sure that it's actually for at least $100 in personal volume. The next thing that you need to do is this: if you go through, you've got to make sure you've got both your commissions, so you have your personal volume set up, and you also have your backup order in place. So once you have all of those items correctly done, you'll actually see that both of these boxes will be green. So if you have it where you do not have your personal volume, you're not going to get paid. If you have personal volume over $100, but you don't have your backup order in place, you're not going to get paid. Same thing. So here, you have your personal volume, no backup order, you're not going to get paid. When are you going to get paid? You're going to get paid when you have your personal volume over $100. It does not have to be $1,900, but over $100, and you have a backup order in place for over $100 in personal volume. So those are the scenarios where you're going to get paid. Now what I want to talk about is, okay, we get this crazy compensation plan, and there's this, huge chart. It has all these numbers on it. I don't understand it. Like, how do I actually get paid? So I want to talk through the different ways that you can get paid. The first one that I want to talk about is business building bonuses. Now, those actually get paid when you sign up a brand new ambassador and they purchase a welcome pack. Now, they may purchase a welcome pack for $100. They may purchase the $200 welcome pack. Those are really our two options, right? So what they actually do, and Plexus, you guys, is super, super generous about this. I mean, I have to tell you, I have met with quite a few people recently that are part of other network marketing businesses, and Plexus, above and beyond all of them, has the most generous, amazing, like fair, unbelievable compensation plan. So the first thing that you need to know is that Plexus is amazing and they're paying us in so many tremendous ways. So those business building bonuses, so you sell someone a $100 welcome pack. Plexus actually takes half of that and they say, okay, that first $50 goes back to the company. Then that next 50%, that next box of that, they actually distribute that out to the person who signs them up, their immediate upline, and then their immediate upline. So they basically pay that portion out to those 3 levels of ambassadors. So what you would get for $100, you sign someone up, they spend $100 on a welcome pack, and suddenly the next Friday, you're getting a check for $25, or you're getting a deposit for $25 into your Hyper wallet. So you can see very quickly that that is going to help you start making money. And if you're brand new, you could actually get to a situation where you're getting money by next Friday. To me, that's super exciting, right? Because you may be in a situation where you need that money. Like you need a check coming in. You need some cash. And so you can actually get people signed up and you're going to see that money very quickly come into your account. So that's one great way. The next way that we get paid is really around right here on the bottom, Plexus Pay Points. Now, as you sign up ambassadors, each of them have a level. So if you personally sign them up, they're going to be your level 1s. If they sign up underneath someone you've signed up, they're going to be your level 2s, and so on and so forth, right? So, and you get paid, and I think that this is also something that's so amazing with Plexus. You get paid for 7 levels. So you go down, you're level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through 7. Now, the great part about that is that number 1, it allows you to be unbelievably successful. Everyone on this call can be a diamond, and the reason why is because Plexus pays for those 7 levels. So you don't have a situation where there's a lot of people at the very top that are making huge amounts of money, and then there's all of these people like in the center and the bottom that really are just working on behalf of the people at the very top. Instead, what you have is you have the ability, no matter where you start in the organization, who you sign up under, who sponsors you, to be unbelievably successful. So these pay points, every single time you have an ambassador on your team that signs up and they spend over $100 of personal volume in that month. So remember, you had to do that already to be commission qualified, right? And you're going to want all of your ambassadors to always be commission qualified. And every time that they get over that $100 personal volume mark, they are going to give you points. And in the back office, you're going to see on one of our reports, there's actually a points personal volume that you can actually look at in your genealogy report that's going to show you that. And I can show you that later. But so for your levels 1, 2, and 3, you're going to earn 5 pay points. Then from there, it goes down to 4, 3, 2, and 1 for your level 7s. So you can understand why it's very important as you grow your teams. You're going to want to personally sign up a lot of people. So you're getting very broad because those levels 1, 2, and 3 obviously give you the most points. And you say, well, that's fine, Amanda, but you haven't told me what the points get me. Well, at the end of every single month, Plexus takes all of the income that they've made over the month. And they basically say, okay, well, we're going to distribute this amount to the ambassadors. And they'll take that and they'll divide that by all of the different points that are out there in the organization. And what they'll do is they'll say, okay, each point gets assigned a dollar value. So they have in the contract that the point value will never go below $1.83, I believe it is. Now, what we've seen though over the last, well, since I joined, at least the last 15, 16 months, is that it never has gone, it's been around like the $2.85 to $3 mark. Yes. So what that means is that for each individual that you're signing, each level 1 ambassador, level 2 ambassador, level 3 ambassador, you're getting 5 points. You're getting $3 potentially for each of those points. So you're actually going to be getting like $15 per each of those ambassadors that you're going to be signing up. So that's a great way to make money. And you might think, well, hey, I don't actually get a lot of points right now. It's really small. Well, that may be true for right now, but we're going to talk later about, okay, here's some other things you can do to grow your business. And one of them is signing more ambassadors, which means you're going to get more points, and that's going to grow. So that's something that as we go through, we'll talk about, all right, well, then when I'm going to promote, what does that mean? Well, let's talk about that in context of what you get when you get to the next level within the company. So all of us start off every single month as associates. And what that basically means is that you signed up, you paid your annual membership. That's it, right? Now to become an ambassador, you actually have to have a backup order in place. Now, you don't really get anything for that, right? Senior ambassador, you maybe have a couple people that you've signed up, but you haven't quite gotten to silver yet. But as soon as you have 3 personally sponsored ambassadors, so that means that you have to have them on your level 1. So you sign up 1, 2, 3 people. That qualifies you to be a silver ambassador. The best part about being a silver ambassador is that you start getting your first bonus. Now for silver, going silver, you can see right over here, you get a one-time assessment or achievement bonus of $100. And then from there, you can continue growing. And what you can see is silver, it's $100. Once you get to gold, it's $250. $350 for senior gold, $500 for ruby, and senior ruby gets $750. So those one-time achievement bonuses for all of those levels are phenomenal. A great way to start supplementing your income and making sure your commission checks start getting huge. So those are paid out on the 15th of every month with the rest of the commissions. So that's something just to keep in mind. All right, so then really quickly, we're going to cover this item down here. Now, this might be something I think most of the people either watching or on the call right now, you may have already been with the company for a while. But this is something you should absolutely share with any ambassador that you're thinking about signing up, is you have the ability within Plexus to fast start and get your bonuses doubled. And this is an incredible opportunity. Janell actually did this for her husband, and he went fast start gold. And what that means is that from the moment that you join, in the first 30 days, you actually get enough people to fulfill the different ranks. And you can go gold, you can go senior gold, you can go ruby. I believe you can even go senior ruby. That's crazy, right? Within a 30-day time period. But if you have huge momentum, if you have people like working with you to do that, and or someone that you're signing up, it's something that you absolutely should talk about. Because what happens when you do these fast start bonuses is that each of these bonuses you see here are actually doubled. So you get $200 for your silver bonus, you get $500 for your gold bonus, etc., etc. So your dollars start growing really, really quickly. And keep in mind, as you're signing people up, this is something that you absolutely should share with them, because guess what? It's going to give them, number one, a great paycheck, their first paycheck, but also it's going to give them great momentum for starting to grow their team, and you benefit from that. So this is something that I know a lot of people that they're really starting to share this and encourage people to take advantage of this opportunity. I know that if I could go back and start at the beginning again, I would absolutely fast start. I would like to fast start Senior Ruby. I'm sure there's some other people that would like to do that too. All right, so then the next thing, and this is going to be something that's a little bit closer to home for all of you on the phone, because you already should have been achieving these retail reward commissions. So number 5 down here is that you get paid on your personal volume. I think Plexus is unique and so incredible with how they pay this, because they're paying you to take these amazing products. I mean, that in and of itself, I'm like, awesome. What do you mean? I can make money on what I spend? I'll have to tell you, one of my other sisters, she called me up a few months ago and she was like, hey, I just have a question. What is all of this money that's in my account? Like, I don't know like what it is or where it came from. And I was like, well, you buy products every month, you're over $100 PV, and you have your backup order in place. So those are your commissions. And she's like, wait, what? So don't worry, if you didn't understand the compensation plan, apparently there are a lot of people out there that don't. So this is an incredible thing, right? What happens is that as soon as you start accumulating your personal volume, if you're anywhere in the 0 to 99.99 cents, right, that range of dollars, that money goes back to Plexus, right? They use that to pay the bonuses. They use that to do a bunch of other stuff. But as soon as you reach that $100 threshold and above, you start making commission. So you remember that little box that we saw on the bottom that said PV? Well, as that number goes above 100, you start making commissions. So if you're anywhere between $100 and $499.99, you're going to earn 15% of all of those commissions between those $2 amounts, right? But the minute that you go over $500, you start making 25% commission. Okay, so we're talking $1 makes the difference between getting, you know, a good paycheck, but not a great paycheck. But as soon as you go over that, you actually get 25% on that amount from $100 up. So you don't just get 15% for the first $400 and then 25%. No, it goes back and it starts at that first $100 and up until whatever number. I mean, every single month there are people on our team, there are people on Pink Diamonds. They're all over the place, and they're making $1,500 in PV a month, $2,000 in PV a month. It's incredible, right? They are getting these huge amounts, and guess what? They're making 25% commission on that personal volume. So every single month, you should be at a minimum looking to achieve that $500 mark. And how you do that is that your purchases, you don't have to purchase the whole 500 yourself. Your retail purchases, so anyone who's coming into your website and purchasing as a retail customer, and then anyone who's coming into your website and purchasing as a preferred customer. So all of these retail reward commissions are solely based on what is actually being purchased from your personal website. So it does not include any of your downline ambassadors because they have their own teams and their own retail rewards. This just includes your purchases, your retail customer purchases, and your preferred customer purchases. So just keep in mind that when you're looking to actually bump up your PV, that those are the sources that you want to look to achieve that. Janelle, did you want to say something?
No.
Nope.
You want me to?
Nope.
I think you did a great job. You're doing great.
All right. So now we're going to jump to the last couple of ways that you get paid. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on some of the, what I would call them, more difficult to achieve items. But what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about your retail override commissions. So you say, well, Amanda, I've gone through all of this work to sign up these ambassadors, and then they're achieving this huge amount of personal volume. You're telling me I don't get any benefits? No, actually, I'm not. What I'm telling you is that the coolest part is that as soon as your level 1 folks start accumulating personal volume, is you're actually going to get a portion of that. So what will happen is that anywhere between, if they have $0 to $99 $99.99, you're not going to get anything. But as soon as they go over that $100 mark, for each of your level ones, you're going to start getting 5% of whatever their personal volume is. So they're getting...
Man, use me as an example. I'm your level 1. So
Yes.
that you put it in context.
Okay, so let's say your personal volume for this last month is $1,000. So you're going to get paid 25% of that. So we're going to take our $1,000, you minus out the first 100, right? So you're going to have $900, and then you're going to get paid 25% of that. So you are going to get a paycheck for your commissions for $225.
Yay.
Awesome, right? But I look at your personal volume and I say, okay, well, Janell had $1,000 in personal volume. I take away the first 100 of that. So that's $900. And then I'm going to get paid 5% of that. So I'm going to get paid $45 for your $1,000 of personal volume.
And I'm just one of her level 1s.
Right.
So she gets to possibly make $45 on numerous level 1s. So
let's say that, all of my level 1s and they average, let's say I have 20 level 1s and they all average let's say they all average $500 because that's what I'm encouraging them all to do, right? That money starts adding up pretty quickly. And what have I done to actually make that money? Well, I found Janell and I signed her up. So that pretty much makes me a genius. But for you, what you're looking for is, hey, your level 1s, number one, you want to encourage them to get over that $500 mark for themselves because they're going to get better commission, but it's also something that benefits you. And the good news is they're not taking that out of your ambassador's pocket. That's absolutely assumed that for all of your level 1s, you're always going to be sharing that. So something to just keep in mind is that as they're accumulating and as they're building up that personal volume, that you're going to benefit from that as well. So you want to encourage them. All right. So then the next thing is that you might have thought to yourself, oh my goodness, Amanda, I get to Senior Ruby, you give me this great bonus of $750, but then I get to the next level at Emerald and you don't pay me anything? Well, at Emerald, the cool part is it changes over from a one-time achievement bonus to a long-term, forevermore participation in the Emerald pool. So what they do is they take the earnings from the company. So Plexus, earns all of this money. So to give you an idea, in February, they had a $50 million month, right? They take that, they take 3% of that and they put it aside for all of the emeralds. And basically what happens is that they take that pool and they divide it out among all of the Emerald ambassadors and they all get paid that 3%. So you don't get that just once. You don't get that the month that you go Emerald. No, you get that every single month. So you can understand, so Janell and I are Senior Rubies right now, right? You understand why we are so excited about the future of going Emerald. Because as soon as you hit that mark, you start participating in that profit sharing. And they start giving you a check from that pool every single month. Then, once you get to Sapphire, you get to keep your Emerald pool check every month, and then they add to it with another percentage that they dedicate towards Sapphires. And then the same thing happens again when you get to Diamond. So when you get to Diamond, you're getting the Emerald pool, you're getting the Sapphire pool, and you're getting the Diamond pool. So I think you're pretty flush at that point. I think you're pretty good. So great opportunities there, right? For us, maybe a little further in the future. So the next one I want to talk about is something that you guys can earn today, tomorrow, this week, this month, is preferred customer bonuses. Now, Janell and I will both tell you, we do not offer retail purchases. It's available to people, but number one, they pay the most expensive price, and they're not getting the benefit of having a discounted price and being able, from your perspective, for you to get paid these preferred customer bonuses. So what does that mean, Amanda? Well, what that means is that every time a preferred customer purchases from you, and this is every single month, this is not a one-time thing. So let's say that you have a customer, preferred customer, they have an order in place, and every month they purchase the triplex from your website. Well, you've already gotten paid your commissions on it, right? Awesome. But what you're also going to get is you're actually going to get, if you look here, if they're purchasing the triplex combo, you're going to get a bonus of $20 for that purchase. So every single month, and you can see all of the products have a bonus associated with them. So every single time your preferred customer purchases anything from your website, you're actually going to be bonused on that at the end of the month. That's amazing. Because if you think about it, you're like, well, wait, I already made 25% commission on this, and now I'm making additional cash bonuses for every time they're purchasing any product. So you can see how quickly that can start to add up for you. And that part of it is amazing. And every single month, I don't know about you, Janelle, but every single month, I'm surprised when I see, oh, what are all of these, preferred customer bonuses on my commission report? Oh, yeah, I have preferred customers. They buy things. That's so nice. I get extra money. Perfect. So when you're talking to people and you're qualifying them and you're figuring out, okay, do they need to be an ambassador? Is it better for them to be a customer? Like, where do they fit best? You're going to want to encourage them to, at a minimum, become a preferred customer. Because number one, it's a great way for them to get a discounted price for you to get your bonus. And there's no long-term obligation, right? They need to have their order in place for their preferred customer purchases every month, but they can cancel at any time. So it's something that, for me, I absolutely encourage if someone truly wants to be a customer to go this route.
And just because a lot of us are in Australia on this call, as a reminder, I personally don't really offer the retail, as I think a lot of Australians do not, because we do not have the entire product range available as retail products right now. We only have our 4 products. So for me, if I'm going to offer a triplex, they really do have to go as a preferred customer or an ambassador in order to order those products. So we're not being selfish or saying I want my preferred bonus. If they want all the products, they really do have to be a preferred customer in this country. So keep that in mind of why we here in Australia are not pushing the retail side yet until it's TGA approved and we have that availability to have a retail side.
Great point. Thank you so much, Janelle, for reminding everyone of that. I totally forgotten. Yeah, retail, not a good option in Australia. All right, so really quickly, I'll cover the very last item, and that's item number 11. So if you remember, Plexus pays 11 different ways. Now, there in your back office, there is a ton of documentation. There's actually, I think, a 26-page document you can read if you want to know every possible thing about the compensation plan. And honestly, there are some people out there, they could have green personalities, which means they love to look at things and get all of the details. So you can send them that 26-page document, and they could read it for you and potentially share some more. But the 11th way that we get paid is that once you reach a diamond level, you get the opportunity to basically enroll yourself. So you know how you talk about, like, I wish I could clone Janelle. She wishes she could clone herself in lots of different ways. But in this particular case, you almost can. You can actually sign up as your own level 1. And what that allows you to do is that allows you to build a new team underneath this new version of you and basically get to a point where you could be making double diamond income. That means you get to take advantage of all of the bonuses along the way. It means you get to take advantage of all the different pools and all the different payments. So you can imagine that this is something that would absolutely be an amazing opportunity. Within the company right now, there is only 1 double diamond, and she's been with the company, I think, 3 years now. That's crazy. So think about like the potential of this business and really be looking at this compensation plan and thinking to yourself every month, like, hey, how can I be making some more money? Which leads us to our next slide, which Janell is going to walk us through. Oh, wait, I can't miss this slide. This is amazing. So you might think, okay, Amanda, love the paychecks. That's cool. Really interesting, but that's not it. So there are some amazing other perks that Plexus provides us in addition to our weekly and monthly commission checks. My personal favorite is that once you reach the Emerald level, you can actually get a Plexus Lexus. And they give you a stipend to either buy or lease a Lexus. It also has a really cool Plexus Worldwide, like a logo on the back. And you actually can get that car that you can drive around. It's very awesome. Each year, once you get to the Emerald level, you can actually go on a Hawaiian trip. I think this year it's in Maui. Last few years it's been somewhere else. Last few years it's been Maui. Now it's Kauai. So can you guys imagine, especially those of you in Australia, a free first class trip for 5 days to Hawaii? Very nice. Also, something else that you get to earn on a yearly basis is Leaders Retreat. And that's something that we're going to be talking a lot about over the next few months. During convention, they'll actually announce where Leaders Retreat is going to be held this year. Last year, Janell actually flew out from Australia, and we went to Washington, D.C. here in America and had an amazing time. And you guys, everything Plexus does goes above and beyond as far as first class, quality. I mean, it was amazing. The entire event, how they did all of the catering, the hotel, the experience. I mean, it was just phenomenal. So in addition to the money, this is something that all of you should be looking forward to.
On Australia's side, see, she's like the American overview, and then I throw in the Australian bits and bobs. Beck just let me know, I actually didn't know this, we cannot lease in this country our Lexus. We do have to buy. But
no, thanks, Beck.
Good to know. I'll let y'all know when I qualify how that's going, okay? I'll give you the real ins and outs. The other thing, though, guys, Plexus takes care of us here in America and in Australia. They, for convention, offered a $300 travel voucher. $300 will get us to Sydney. Let's be honest. It's not getting us far. It's not getting us to America, that's for sure. So what they did is they recognized that $300 wasn't going to be sufficient for our travel. And if you had earned the $300, they would actually, for Australia, up it to $1,000 US. And that has covered my flights. I earned my 1,600 points, and I earned the $300 travel voucher, which was now $1,000 that they reimbursed today. Imagine you can do that too. Plexus understands that we live further than most people within the United States, and they take care of us. So don't ever discount yourself from being able to achieve those goals, or that, oh, I don't have the money to do that. Plexus will make sure to compensate if you work hard and you get there. So for the Leaders Retreat last year, 3 of us qualified, and Plexus went and paid us each $1,000 or reimbursed us $1,000 for having qualified. And I was already planning to go, but imagine what a blessing that was to have $1,000 back to my family and to my business when Plexus took care of that for us. So keep that in mind.
Yep, great point, Janell. Thanks for sharing that. All right, so next thing we want to talk about is, I loved all these different ways I can earn, but how do I earn more? So you've gotten your paycheck and you're like, hey, I want to have more than this. I want to get a bigger paycheck. So Janell, why don't we talk about how do we go about earning some more money with the 11 ways that Plexus pays? Okay.
So how do I earn more? That's often a question I've gotten in text messages, in Facebook messages of, I'm not making as much as I want to be making, so what do I do? First thing is I try to get everyone on the team to 500 PV. That will get you, and remember Australia, we're being paid in US dollars, so we're blessed to get it extra 30% for all the hassle. That's how I look at it. So if you have higher PV, then you're going to have a higher return for your PV points. So finding retail and preferred customers, you get your customer product bonuses on top of that. Customers make the best ambassadors. Never discount having high PV and never discount having more customers. One, they've tested the products, they know they love them, they'll become an ambassador and they'll tell their mom, their neighbor, their friend. It is okay. But you also make money off of that. So therefore, it's not going to hinder your business if they decide for the first month they want to be a customer. It instead could propel your business later on and make them a very successful ambassador. Yeah? Did you have a question, man?
I was just going to say, also don't forget, if you have someone who's like, hey, I want to give the products a try first before I decide if I'm going to work the business or not, perfect way is to have them sign up as a preferred customer, flip them to an ambassador, and have them ready when they flip over to go fast start gold, ruby, senior ruby, right? A great way to just get them like very comfortable with the product, see their results already, and also be able to be very comfortable with having their backup order in place, right?
Yeah.
The worst thing that you can do is you sign someone up as an ambassador and then the next month they don't buy again. Then you don't get any points for them. You don't get the money from them. But if you have a preferred customer who's already very comfortable with having a backup order, getting it shipped every month, that's a great person to convert over. So that's all I wanted to say.
So the next one is achieve the next rank, because bonuses are awesome. Let's be honest, they're pretty great. But it was interesting, our upline shared with us the other day that customers make money, but ambassadors build wealth. And yes, a customer can be short-term, they can be long-term, and you will have that instant one. However, an ambassador who wants to work the business will grow their team, will grow your team, and that will be an accumulative wealth over a long term, not a short term. So achieving the next rank should be on your goal list, and how are you planning to achieve that, and how are you going to do that? So we can go into that another time, but that should be your plan, is the ambassadors and customers both need to be priorities, because growing that wealth and growing that team will be the long-term success within your business.
Absolutely.
Now, grow your customer base and your team. That's, I think, of course, a big one. Our buy, swap, sell sites here in Australia are very successful. My husband has been quite the wise man lately, and I've shared this with a couple of us on our team. He says, Janelle, there are 22 million people in Australia. You only need 900 people out of 22 million opportunities to make the diamond. Don't you think we can get the 900 out of 22 million? Think about it, guys, though. When you put it like that, you have 22 million opportunities. 22 million. We can find 900. Even with our challenges, even with things going on, we just have to keep pushing. Okay? Buy, swap, sell sites. You don't have to stay in your neighborhood. You don't have to stay in Whittlesey and Doreen. Grow and expand. Find other areas that you know people. Ask on your Facebook page of, hey, any of my friends live in Sydney, or any of my friends live in Adelaide, and ask them to connect you with people in those areas as well, and even in those buy, swap, sells. Amanda, I'm not super clear on Plexus 101.
Okay, so sorry. So I added that because one of the ways that I have actually found to introduce the products, give people more information about Plexus and get them really engaged is by actually doing a Plexus 101. And our upline, their team, they do a Plexus 101 every month. So you can actually add your potentials into Plexus 101. They start seeing, number one, all about the different products, the different testimonials. They see other people getting really excited about the potential for these products to change their life, change their health, change their wealth. And it kind of sell themselves. So it's something that you can keep in mind either on your own Facebook group that you've created, or something that we can either use our uplines, we can do our own, and have this Plexus 101. And it really gives you the opportunity to take your prospects. I actually put a message out. I messaged a ton of people, and I just asked them, hey, you know, we're doing this informational thing about Plexus. You've obviously seen I'm very excited about it. Would you be interested in seeing more or hearing more? I have actually gotten quite a few customers and ambassadors using that process. People who may not have been all that interested before, but they were willing to let me add them, and then they got really excited about that idea. So that was the only thing I was going to mention, Janelle. It's just another selling mechanism for the opportunity.
Okay, perfect. So the other one is sip-and-sees and wine and wellness events. Now, what's crazy is I started Plexus in May last year, my business, and I believe it was about 2 weeks later, I had my first opportunity meeting. I knew nothing about the products. I barely took them consistently. I was like, but I'm doing it. And Amanda was on my TV, and people are like, I thought you said your sister's going to be here. I'm like, yeah, she is on the TV. It's cool. And she's going to run this whole thing because I don't know anything. But they're very successful because imagine if you had a friend and they were able to see my excitement, hear Amanda's drive and her excitement about the products, and hear firsthand from more people than just you about how these products are changing lives, about what products might suit them. These sip-and-sees, wine and wellness is my new one this Saturday. They work. And people want to come for wine, guys. They don't know if they like the pink drink, but they know they like the wine. So, and it gives you a chance to present the products to them. For my own personal sip-and-sees, I've had a very high success rate. So much so that I think I have officially 2 people who have not ever signed up at my personal sip-and-sees, and I'm still working on one of them. The other one I blessed and released. But these ones I think are great because it doesn't have to be a big deal, but you do have to personally message people to get them there. Who wants to be invited with a whole group of people and not have it personal? If I just sent Amanda a message of like, hey, come to my, or no message at all, and I just added her to this event, she's not going to come. Imagine how much, well, stuff we get sent on Facebook constantly. So instead, make it personal, make them important, and they will come. Hopefully. Online events. We have a pajama party this coming Sunday night. This is a great 40-minute, I know Audrey's really excited. She keeps, I set it up finally. She's been waiting for me to do it. So, but they can be in their pajamas, they can be in whatever they want on their couch at home. And a lot of people don't necessarily want to leave home. So this is a great opportunity to get the products in front of them, the business opportunity in front of them, and for them to win prizes. It's a fun time. It's 40 minutes. It's not like they had to allocate 3 hours out of their lives, but it is a chance for them to kind of get the scoop and for you to follow up with them. And especially if these are random people from Buy, Swap, Sell, this online pajama party is a great place to add them to because you really don't want to invite randoms to your house from Buy, Swap, Sell. FYI for security reasons, okay? And opportunity meetings. We can't really hold any here in Australia, but if we have some other Americans, these are great opportunities as well. You can have them in your house, but you cannot do public ones here yet. Amanda and I had the opportunity to talk with our Diamond Melissa. We stayed at her house in April. And she said when she first started, because this is what it's all about, like finding out how they got there, not what they're doing now. They're already there. We got to meet them. So she said she would ask 2-3 people to go meet for coffee, and that was her opportunity meeting. We need to take it a step down of the pressure of how much and how many people equals success. If you had 3 people show up to your coffee meeting and 2 signed up, would that be a success? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be a huge sip-and-see. You've invited 30 people. It can be 3 people. It can be 2. I've done a ton of one-on-ones lately and been signing them up. So it's a matter of being in perspective of this is still an opportunity. Full stop. Okay? You need to also be constantly adding people to your personal Facebook and Plexus groups. So Facebook does a great job of people you may know. Most of them I don't, or I don't remember knowing them. But you can add them. I know one of our girls, she went through quite the purge right before she joined Plexus and had 40 people on her page. She has a lot of people she may know and adding them back in. I have a lot of people I may know from America. Audrey, you would have people from when you lived in all your different spots. Adding them in on a consistent, consistent basis, though, adds people to your funnel, adds people to the opportunity that you can present it to them. So constantly doing that, it's adding that chance of reaching out and reminding you, oh, there are more people I can talk to when you kind of get that slump. I've talked to everyone. You haven't. 22 million. 22 million, okay, guys? We haven't talked to everyone. Amanda, I want you to do the networking.
Yep. So one of the things that I have spent a lot of time on, I would say over the last probably 4 or 5 months, is really going out and networking. So what I mean by that is that there are a ton of opportunities. And I know Janelle, when she was running her business before, used to go to a lot of women in business type of networking events. You actually should look in your local area and see, is there some type of small business networking group that I can be a part of? And what I've actually been able to do is that gives me the opportunity to get out, to start meeting new people. And guess what? What they're interested in telling me about their small business, but they're also interested in hearing about mine. So it's a great way to start actually kind of branching out, creating more relationships, because remember, this is a relationship business. Absolutely. All the time. So this is something where you want to keep developing those relationships. You want to keep finding new people that you can make a part of your personal network. So something to keep in mind. Sorry, I was just going to actually have it. So I was showing, hi. Something to keep in mind is that every social gathering, every social get-together, every social situation that you may find yourself in, that's a great opportunity to start expanding your network. Start by adding them into your Facebook page, friend them. I go to a fitness group a few times a week, and what I actually did is I set up a Facebook page for our fitness group. Well, what did that mean? That meant that every single person in the class actually had to be my friend on Facebook so I could add them to the page. Wow. And what do they see when they get there? Oh, a little bit of information about Plexus, just a little, right?
So idea for that, though, for us moms, do your kids have a Facebook group for your classrooms? So some mom just set up in ours like 1E, Lorimer Primary 1E. Again, everyone's in there. Everyone has to be friends. So that's an opportunity. And there's no reason they're not going to be like, why do you want to be my friend? It's because we all want to know what's happening in our kids' class. Of course. I saw that I do classes too. Yeah. So that's an idea. Just an idea.
That's a great idea, Janelle. And the nice thing about that, you guys, is that you want to make sure that not every interaction you have with people is you like throwing up Plexus on them, right? You don't want to like scare them away by showing them all of your passion all at once. So what this gives you the opportunity to do is you add them in, and then as a very organic process, they actually start seeing your posts about Plexus, seeing you with your pink drink. You have no idea how many times I've walked back into the gym, back into my fitness class, and people are like, hey, what's that pink drink that you're always taking pictures with? As if I'm not drinking it, like I am. But I'm not just using it as a prop, right? But it absolutely has been given me the opportunity to have further conversations, to get them samples, to sign them up as ambassadors, to sign them up as customers. I mean, this has been a huge opportunity, and I didn't have to, really go out there and start telling them about Plexus. They're coming to me and asking about it. So just see all of those situations as opportunities to actually add people into your personal Facebook, add them into your Plexus group, and that gives you the opportunity to reach more people. And those 22 million folks in Australia that you're going after, you know, they're going to have more exposure. So then, Janelle, you want to take the last one?
So the last is invest in your team. If I could recommend a book, which was given to me by my amazing sponsor when I went Senior Ruby, is The Go Giver. Amanda gave it to me. And I was like, I don't really read self-development, even though of course you should, but I don't like reading. Amanda can read like 18 books in a day. I am not my sisters and cannot do that. This book I read on our trip. By the time I got home, it was read. And that never happens, guys, ever. But why I tell you about this book is it's about giving back. It's not just about us, guys. This business is not self-centered. This business is not me, me, me. Without our team, without each other, without supporting one another, you cannot get to the top. So taking that step back and recognizing that and refocusing your efforts does and goes a long way. So I spent my morning on a call with one of my level ones and brainstormed heaps and heaps of ideas, like some things that I hadn't even thought of yet. They just came to head and like we're totally running with them. But it's going to grow her business too. And she's my level one, so it's going to grow my business. So it's kind of like back to that retail PV, you get bonuses when your team's doing well, but it's also about imagine what this is going to do for her life, for her financial situation, for her family, her self-esteem, when her business takes off, when it grows even more. And who doesn't love knowing that they helped somebody, that they contributed to somebody else's success? I know that I definitely smile even broader when it happens. It's why we all get excited when our team advances, when our team goes silver, when our team goes gold. It's so because we helped contribute to that. So what I would say is take the time to invest in your team. What do they need? How can you help them? Can you do an event with them? I offer, that's the word, to do sip and sees and drive to one of our girls' house an hour and a half away to do these events because it's important to them. She doesn't know, she's learning. But I'm investing in her because then she's investing in herself and in her business. So your team, Melissa said it, you can get to gold on your own, but you really can maybe get to senior gold on your own, but you need that team. You need that support. And it's so much nicer to celebrate together as a team than be a one-man show. And trust me, in my last business, I was a one-man show except for when I convinced Amanda to help me with bits and bobs. It's lonely, guys. This business isn't lonely. This business is about the community. It's about helping, and it's about team. That's why we have teams. So I definitely think that when you read The Go Giver, it's about giving back to other people, that it's not a me-focused life. And it could be applied to all things in life, but as applicable to our business, it is of reinvest in our team. So I don't know what the next slide is to keep going. Ta-da! Good.
All right. So
go ahead.
If anyone wants to ask a question, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, feel free to do so, and we can answer any questions about growth, about the compensation plan, about being qualified, whatever you have questions about.
Y'all have to have at least one question.
Well, I think that was really good. Thank you, ladies. That was excellent. It clarified a few points on the compensation plan, which can look very daunting when you first look at it. It's cleared up a lot. Another thing that I think is really good for the compensation plan that I didn't know but when I was looking at it, is that this can be left in your will to your family, which is another thing that's not very well known, and it's not done in a lot of network companies, businesses. So I think that's huge as well. All your work can be left to your family. Not that I want, but that was an added thing. No, I think, yeah, fantastic. And I love I'd love to know, I didn't even know how many people were in Australia, isn't that bad? But no, just the positive, get out and add more people to your network. That's the thing that I'm really focusing on now, and with the Leaders Retreat and everything. I think there's a few goals. The key point, there's lots of incentives, isn't there, for us
Absolutely.
with Plexus. And it's such an awesome compensation plan. Sorry, that wasn't a question, but that was great. I loved it. David, I'm delighted to say David's come on as well. Sue's level 1. He was there for a while, which is great that he's managed, because he does a lot of shift work. So
I wasn't sure what team he was on. I just was glad he was here. But I was like, I don't know. Is he on ours? I thought he might be on Amanda.
I think he's still on. He's just on mute right now.
Yeah. No, and I'm delighted, because it's been hard getting timings for him. So that's good. Welcome, David.
Good.
Perfect. Janelle, do you want to go ahead and stop the recording, and we can see if we have any other private questions?